Yeah, it was a good chat with Cara. Plenty of talking points there. We're going to get stuck into them very shortly. But there is one topic we didn't talk about there that is absolutely dominating the discourse today. And that, of course, is Tottenham Hotspur. Clinton, it is a club close to your heart. The manner of that defeat yesterday, where they are in the table now, I mean, yesterday, does that make the fear of relegation even bigger for Spurs, even more realistic for Spurs now?
Yeah, I understand. I still think they got enough quality to get out of trouble, but the form they're in at the moment, it is a big worry. They are looking over their shoulder because they are playing against one of the best teams around at the moment in Arsenal, but wow. Even when it went to 1-1, I never thought they were going to get anything from the game. Arsenal were outstanding. They could have made it 5 or 6 on the day. I thought every time Arsenal went forward, they were going to score. I understand they've got 11 or 12 first-team regulars missing at the moment. So the sooner they come back, the better. But they might not be back to the middle of April. By then, they've got 2 huge football matches. They need to get a result against Fulham and Crystal Palace. They're the next 2 games for them. If they don't get a result, they're bang in trouble. He played a 3 at the back, which I'm surprised, but he's always done that, Igor Tudor. He won't change. Why not go to a 4 and put João Paulinho in the midfield and play Dragusin and Mickey van der Ven? Because no one got it right. I think the wing-backs, when they went to press, they didn't know when to press. I know he's only been there a short time, but it just didn't work for me yesterday. And credit to Arsenal, they were outstanding. But I do worry for Tottenham at the moment. But I still think there's enough quality for them to get out of trouble.
I mean, you talked about the next couple of games being really big ones, and you said if they don't get results, they'll be bang in trouble. It feels like they're bang in trouble at the moment. No wins in their last 9 in the league. Talked to a few Spurs fans here in the studio today, and they're saying, I don't know when we're going to pick up a next result. What has gone so badly wrong recently?
Well, recruitment hasn't been the best. I'd say that. They brought in Thomas Frank, who we thought would be a really good manager. He hasn't got a tune out. Sometimes you've got to look at the players and are the players delivering. I understand they're missing Maddison and Kulusevski, 2 of their best players, but they knew that near the start of the season that maybe not as long as Kulusevski's been out, but they knew Maddison would be out for nearly the majority of the season. And they brought in players like Xavi Simons, who I do think in the future will be a good player. And you're looking at the striker department, Solanke's been out injured, he's now back. So they do have players that are slowly, Romero, but missing the next 2 games. Their captain, their leader, who they need beside Mickey van der Ven, is now missing through ill discipline. So sometimes the ill discipline has not been good enough. But one thing I will say, I was at the game yesterday, Igor Tudor non-stop was trying to call people over, and in particular it was Mickey van der Ven, and trying to explain to him what he wanted the back 3 to do and the wing backs. He wanted them to go higher. But the thing is, the Tottenham players didn't know whether to go higher or drop deeper. And when they did go higher, they weren't good enough because Declan Rice and Zubimendi just played around them and they got the balls to the likes of Eze, Saka and Trossard that caused problems. So it's a difficult situation. I won't judge Tottenham on yesterday.
Yeah, do you think that's a case of having more time with him then? Look, we can see what you're talking about.
Yeah,
there.
He was doing this for the whole game. I was there at the game. I watched him. Every time it went to him, I was watching him and he was trying to call him Mickey van der Ven. At one time, Mickey van der Ven couldn't go over because he said the game's going to resume. But he called him over about 3 or 4 times trying to tell him to explain to people. And even when the ball went out of play and we had the problem with the linesman and stuff, he called his team over and was trying to explain to them what to do. So it's going to take time. It's going to take time. But I do think they have enough to stay up.
You think they've got enough to stay up? Let's bring Dave in, who's been looking at whether Spurs are, too good to go down.
That is the question we're asking everyone at home. Would this Spurs side be the best team to go down in Premier League history? We've picked out 3 other teams who were supposedly too good to go down. Let's go through them now. First up, West Ham in 2002-03. This team was stacked with talent. England international, present and future in that side at the time. David James, Glenn Johnson, Joe Cole, Trevor Sinclair, Michael Carrick and Jermaine Defoe was in that team. Also Freddie Kanouté and Lee Bowyer part of that squad. That season, West Ham went down on 42 points. Newcastle next. They went down in 2008-09 with Alan Shearer in charge at the end. Their team contained Damien Duff, Michael Owen, Obafemi Martins, also part of that squad. Kevin Nolan, Mark Viduka and Andy Carroll at the end of that season as well. Relegated. And what about Leicester in 2022-23? Again, this side stacked full of talent. Timothy Castagne, Johnny Evans at the back there. In midfield, Kiernan Dewsbury Hall. And also in the forward line, James Maddison, Yuri Tillemans, Harvey Barnes and Jamie Vardy. Brendan Rodgers led the team until April of that season. Dean Smith in charge at the end. So are Spurs a better team then than the 3 we have picked out this evening? Spurs have just an 11% clean sheet percentage. We have got that here, 11% clean sheet percentage. They are predicted to finish 16th this season, and that's the worst compared to the others in terms of clean sheets. Home form, hard to come by for Spurs, just 0.71 points per game at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. All the others have a better home record than Spurs. Maybe it's the away form at 1.46 points per game that's going to keep Spurs up this season. Leicester, they went down with Harvey Barnes as their top scorer with 13 Premier League goals. Richarlison on the bench against Arsenal, he has 7. And Spurs' current winless run stands at 9 games, failed to win at Fulham, and that will overtake Leicester's longest winning run of 9 as well. West Ham had 14 games without a win. Newcastle had 10. Too good to go down? Have your say tonight. You can scan the QR code on your screen. There it is. And you can vote which side you think were the best ever relegated from the Premier League.
Yeah, some good teams there. Well, coming up, we'll be live to the Hill Dickinson Stadium. Can Michael Carrick continue his superb start against one of his former managers? Hello, good evening, welcome along. This is the Premier League show. We are heading into a title showdown in mid-April as Arsenal and Manchester City continue to trade blows. So, how many points will it take to win the title? We'll look at that topic and many more alongside the former Crystal Palace and Republic of Ireland striker, Clinton Morrison. Good evening.
Good evening. I like that Republic of Ireland striker.
Get that in, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Right, there are 2 sides to every Derby Day defeat, and this one would have hurt Spurs fans more than most. Are they too good to go down, or truly in a relegation dogfight? Well, our pundits certainly think they're in danger of the drop.
They need to get points, they need to get them quick, because I think if they really get into trouble and West Ham start picking up points and they get right behind them, I'm not sure they've got the players for the fight.
There are so many dejected fans right now, and people are really feeling it, and it is a reality. It is really real that Spurs could go down. You know, where are the next points coming from?
It's now or never for this Spurs team, and they have to roll up the sleeves and say we are in a dogfight and who is up for this battle.
Yeah, Newcastle had Owen, Leicester had Vardy, and West Ham had Di Canio and Joe Cole. But will relegation for this Spurs side mean they'd be the best and biggest team to suffer the same fate?
And 10-man Everton stunned Ruben Amorim's Manchester United earlier this season. Can they do it again on the Monday Night Football and derail Michael Carrick's side's Champions League bid?